Your mouth gives you a lot. This holiday, gift your mouth a Quip Smart Electric Toothbrush. Gift your mouth Quip.
Give your sensitive skin even more. New and improved Cetaphil is specially formulated with our dermatologist-backed blend of ingredients to improve your skin's resilience. Cetaphil, complete care for your sensitive skin.
Merry Christmas, happy holiday.
Our exclusive behind the scenes of a very boy band holiday.
This is Old Town?
Yeah, Old Town.
Old Town, not even Old Town anymore.
Plus, only E.T. is getting
happening now.
On the city's east side, dozens of families show up to Metro Health's pop-up COVID-19 clinic. I'm Alicia Barrera, and coming up, we speak to families who cite job security and concerns over the Omicron variant.
And I'm tracking a system currently over Mexico that's headed our way and could soon give us some areas of rain. We'll talk about that in just a bit.
And some Disney toys made the naughty list along with some soups from H-E-B. They and others are on this week's recall list. The potential dangers next. The News at 5 starts right now.
And first at 5, with the holidays approaching, more families seem to be rushing to get vaccinated against the COVID-19 virus.
Happening right now on the city's east side, Metro Health hosting another pop-up clinic for 150 people, and they're all going to get a gift card. Alicia Barrera is live at the Carver Public Library with more on today's turnout. Alicia.
Good afternoon. Well, really in the first 30 minutes, more than 40 adults and then 25 kids showed up for their turn for the COVID-19 vaccine. And as you can see, it's been pretty busy. Things aren't slowing down just yet. This clinic does allow walk-ins like most of the Metro Health clinics. And most of the folks we talked to today say there's no denying concerns over the Omicron variant. That was the final push to get them here today. They shared with me they don't want to take any more chances, especially since most will be gathering with family over the holidays. We met Dominique and his grandmother. And while Dominique didn't know much about the latest variant, he says he knows enough about COVID-19 to bravely show up here today to roll up his sleeve. Plus his grandma, who is in the nursing field, doesn't want to wait any longer.
It's bad, and it makes people pass away, and that's not good.
It could be me. It could be one of my grandkids or anybody, you know, so, yeah. And I almost lost my mom to COVID, so.
All right, and they'll be back in 2 to 4 weeks for their second dose. And currently, there are more than 10 additional pop-ups listed through December 12th on Metro Health's website. But in addition to concerns over the Omicron variant, several people here, including Miss Gianna Mitchell, who we just heard from, also cite job concerns. So we'll have more on that coming up at 6. Reporting live, Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Alicia. And yes, that variant has created lots of concerns, and they're growing across the country, especially now that a second case of that variant has been confirmed in the U.S. Today, the White House announcing new steps to curb the spread. ABC's Alex Prochet with details on the president's new COVID response plan.
Today, more cases of the COVID variant Omicron here in the U.S., including one in Minnesota. The state's Department of Health saying the patient is from Hennepin County and is fully vaccinated. He developed mild symptoms on November 22nd, got a test 2 days later, and has since recovered. But they also say the patient recently traveled to New York City for an anime convention just days before his symptoms started. New York's Governor Kathy Hochul encouraging each of the estimated 53,000 attendees of that convention to also get tested.
That we knew it would come to New York State at some point.
The White House is rolling out a list of actions to combat the new variant, including making at-home rapid tests free, extending the mask requirement on public transit through mid-March, and requiring more stringent testing protocols for all international travelers. One of their biggest initiatives are new steps to, quote, ensure the nearly 80 million eligible Americans who haven't gotten vaccinated get a shot as soon as possible. The same goes for boosters. Only 44% of eligible seniors have gotten their booster.
I'm calling on pharmacies, and they've been cooperative, big and small, to offer more appointments, more walk-in hours, including on weeknights.
The administration saying 2.2 million doses of vaccine were administered today, the highest number since May. In other places, fears of the unknown is driving demand for the shot. Crowds at vaccination sites, slots booked for weeks at some pharmacies.
The availability dates were getting pushed into next week and the week after.
Alex Brachet, ABC News, Washington.
A former Schertz Police Department corporal learning his fate after being charged with recording a teenage girl in private settings without her knowledge.
43-year-old Ricardo Aleman sentenced to 15 years in prison. Aleman faced federal charges of sexual exploitation against children and possession of child pornography.
According to police records, he had secretly installed cameras in the teenage girl's home. He's a former school resource officer at Samuel Clemens High School. He must now also go through 10 years of supervised release upon completion of his prison sentence.
A road rage suspect still on the run tonight. San Antonio police looking for the person who shot two people on the northeast side last night. It happened along Schertz Road, not far from Wurzbach Parkway and Thousand Oaks, near Morgan's Wonderland. Investigators say a woman changed lanes to let an SUV pass, and as they were passing, someone inside that SUV started shooting. The woman and passenger were hit. Two others in the woman's car were not hurt. At last check, no one has been arrested. A premeditated murder. It's what prosecutors are arguing in this week's deadly school shooting near Detroit, Michigan. 4 people are dead, 7 others wounded, still recovering. And investigators revealing more about their findings. As ABC's Rena Roy explains, the 15-year-old suspect may not be the only person facing charges.
The suspect in the deadliest school shooting of the year is 15 years old, but prosecutors charging Ethan Crumbley as an adult, saying he had premeditated intent to kill.
And I am absolutely sure, after reviewing the evidence, that it isn't even a close call. It was absolutely premeditated.
Investigators sifting through that mountain of evidence, including videos on Crumbley's cell phone taken the night before, where they say he talked about shooting and killing students the next day.
And what's depicted on that video, honestly, Judge, I don't have the words to describe how horrific that was.
Police say they also discovered a journal in his backpack detailing his desire to shoot up a school. The suspect and his parents meeting with school officials about concerning behavior just hours before the shooting Tuesday. Crumbley's parents appearing at his arraignment virtually Wednesday. They may also face charges themselves, according to prosecutors.
You are the parents of Ethan Crumbley, is that correct?
Yes, correct. That is correct.
After investigators say the gun he used was purchased by his father just days earlier. 4 students died, including 17-year-old Madison Baldwin, whose family says she had just been accepted to several colleges.
She was just the light of so many people, and this is unimaginable. This is unmanageable.
Meantime, a student at another high school nearby was arrested Wednesday for carrying a loaded gun. A classmate alerting officials, deciding to speak up after the Oxford High School shooting, but police say it was not related to that incident. Some school districts in the metro Detroit area say they are dealing with potential copycat threats of violence, and more than a dozen districts have canceled class Thursday to remain cautious. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Thick fog earlier this morning. It was another relatively damp start to the day. The dew, the fog, temperatures 50s this morning, 70s this afternoon. Even right now, 81 degrees, Eagle Pass, 80 in Del Rio. Meanwhile, 72 at the moment in Leon Springs. And you look elsewhere in and around San Antonio, at temperatures mostly in the 70-degree range, from 72 in New Braunfels to 77 near Lavernia. As we go through the evening, really just like the past couple, with noticeable humidity, partly cloudy conditions at sunset, and then fog developing again after midnight. We're going to talk about how fog and even another element could affect your morning commute with a chance of rain, and how temperatures change with our next cold front coming up.
Thank you, Adam. People who live near 1604 in Blanco report getting a rude awakening overnight this week, and I was caught in it.
Yeah, our Samuel King joins us now to explain. Samuel, TxDOT says this is all part of a massive expansion project out there.
Yeah, Stephen Ursula, TxDOT not only closes that intersection overnight this week, crews are also doing what are called controlled blasts to clear material. Now, this is Sky 12 video of the area. Neighbors tell us they have been jolted awake this week by the blast, with their windows rattling and walls creaking. They reported them as being around 32 an hour apart, those blasts. You can see sort of that material being cleared there at the intersection. We're waiting for more details on all of this from TxDOT, but one neighbor tells me he was told that the periodic blasting could last for a couple more weeks. Now, this work is being done overnight to minimize impacts on traffic, but there still has been impact on traffic in that area tonight. So we'll continue to keep an eye on it. Right now we have a crash. This is 35 at Main downtown. So you can see here, this is northbound on 35. You can see that is blocking that middle lane. So coming in from the northeast side to downtown, 18 minutes right now. Ursula?
Sam, new at 5, we have some important safety recalls we need to tell you about, from H-E-B soups to bird's eye frozen vegetables that you may have in your kitchen right now. 12 Underside's Marilyn Moore is on the foods, toys, and other products that may be dangerous to your family.
Check the veggies in your freezer. Conagra Brands is recalling certain bags of bird's eye broccoli tots because they may contain small rocks and metal fragments. 2 people reported dental damage. These are 12-ounce bags with Best Buy dates in August and November of next year. The company says throw it out. Have H-E-B creamy tomato basil soup in the cupboard? Fisher & Weiser Specialty Foods is recalling 31-ounce jars after a customer reported finding a piece of glass inside. The Best Buy date is October 14th, 2022. Take it back to H-E-B for a refund. These little 3-inch children's projector flashlights can cause big problems. Halo is recalling 82,000 of them because children can remove the button cell batteries. This is a danger we've reported on before. If a child swallows one of these button batteries, they can quickly cause serious internal burns. A child who swallowed one out of one of these flashlights had to have surgery to remove the battery. These flashlights were distributed in care packages handed out at healthcare centers and hospitals. And more than 300,000 DeWalt JobSite Pro wireless headphones are recalled. They can overheat when on charge. 5 fires have been reported, as well as 4 burn injuries. These were sold at Home Depot, Lowe's, and more in the past year. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Now to some updates on 3 high-profile trials underway. A former housekeeper of Jeffrey Epstein is testifying in the sex trafficking trial of Ghislaine Maxwell. The housekeeper says 2 of the accusers were repeated visitors to Epstein's mansion, and they were summoned by both him and Maxwell. Maxwell's trial comes 2 years after Epstein died by suicide in his jail cell. She faces charges from allegations by 4 now adult women who say she recruited them to be sexually abused by Epstein. She denies all allegations.
Jury selection moving forward today in the trial against Kim Potter. She's charged in the shooting death of Dante Wright. The 10th and 11th jurors seated ahead of opening statements that are due next week. Potter charged with first and second degree manslaughter in the April 11th shooting of Wright. The 20-year-old black man died during a traffic stop with Potter. Potter says she meant to use her taser on Wright after he didn't comply, but that instead she drew a handgun by mistake.
The trial of former Empire actor Jussie Smollett unfolding in a Chicago courtroom. He faces a charge of filing a false police report after he allegedly staged an attack by 2 men in 2019.
The lead investigator testifying this week, Smollett hired 2 brothers for the hoax attack and then paid for the supplies himself. The defense argues Smollett is a real victim, though, of the January 19th, 2019 attack.
With so many people contracting COVID-19, organ donations are taking a hit. It's because those who recover sometimes have lingering lung issues and require a transplant. What one doctor says is leading to this issue. Coming up.
This SA Salute holiday greeting is brought to you by Pam Hospitals.
Hi, my name is Kristen Meyer.
Hi, I'm Leslie Rodriguez, and on behalf of Pam Health,
we would like to wish our military, veterans, first responders a very happy holidays.
From Council to Congress, I'm Myra Arthur in the newsroom with a look at what we're working on for 6 o'clock. Former San Antonio City Councilwoman Rebecca Villagran says that she is seriously considering a run for U.S. Congress. Our Garrett Berger talked to Villagran today and shares when she's expected to make that decision. Plus, the Omicron variant of COVID-19. We're hearing leaders say it's cause for concern, certainly, but not a cause for panic. So what else do we know at this point about how this version of COVID can affect someone? From the latest science to the vaccines and boosters, we'll talk about it all with infectious disease Dr. Ruth Berggren in our KSAT Q&A on the news at 6 o'clock. Steve and Ursula.
Thank you, Myron. Speaking of COVID, it's no secret that COVID-19 can do serious damage to a person's lungs. But new data indicates the virus is forcing more of those patients to get lung transplants. And one doctor says all his COVID-19 lung transplant patients have had one thing in common. So far in 2021, 1 in 10 lung transplants in the U.S. have gone to a patient with COVID-19 related lung damage. That's the latest data from the United Network for Organ Sharing. By contrast, about 1 in 50 lung transplants went to COVID-19 patients in the last 5 months of 2020.
Their lungs develop pneumonia and eventual scarring and may not be able to recover from that.
Dr. David Nunley is medical director of the lung transplant program at Ohio State University's Wexner Medical Center. He's seeing firsthand the damage COVID-19 is doing to lungs.
Our center has performed 14 transplants under rescue conditions for patients critically ill with COVID. All of our rescue transplants for COVID have been in people who were unvaccinated. It's clear to us that vaccination is the key to not having to perform a rescue transplant for someone.
Nunley says whether the increased COVID-19 lung transplant trend continues depends on what happens in the pandemic, from future surges to more vaccinations.
Transplantation is certainly an option for those individuals, but it certainly is an option that we would rather not have to use.
Dr. Nunley goes on to say the need for organ donation always critical, especially now as COVID-19 patients aren't the only ones on the lung transplant waiting list. And he reiterates the importance of COVID-19 vaccination.
Okay, looking outside with live cam. What a beautiful evening we've got on tap. But are we going to start the morning again in the soup, the fog?
Yes, we are. Looks like another round of thick fog on the way first thing tomorrow morning. Not only that, but even a few light showers possible to talk about. We'll take a look at the futurecast in a moment. And the humidity that's noticeable again, dew points low to mid 60s, that's sticking around all the way through Sunday. If you don't like the humidity, just wait till Monday and it's going to be swept away. I want to show you this live cam shot again. It's just so beautiful out there with those mid-level clouds rolling overhead. And in some parts of our area, they will provide a beautiful sunset. We've got some of those clouds streaming overhead from the southwest again today. Not as abundant and in terms of the cloud cover as the past couple of evenings, so we're not going to have quite as much color for our sunset as we did the past few evenings. But some folks that get some of those clouds moving overhead, you'll have some decent oranges and pinks shortly after sunset this evening, which is at 5:35 p.m. This is all part of that upper disturbance near the Baja Peninsula we've been talking about for days. It's now throwing some energy our way, finally. You know, quite often those upper disturbances, we rely on them to kickstart some showers and storms. Well, this one is now throwing a little ripple of energy our way, now over north central Mexico, developing some showers and thunderstorms there. That activity is likely to fall apart as it heads toward the Rio Grande later on tonight. We can't rule out a quick shower or two from Del Rio to Quemado to Eagle Pass, Laredo overnight tonight, but most of that should be falling apart. We'll have plenty of fog developing again. Low clouds, drizzle, fog, and overall dampness to start the day tomorrow for the morning commute. But the leftover energy sliding overhead could also kickstart a few little showers here and there. I don't expect much in terms of accumulations, but about 30 to 40% coverage across south central Texas is what I'm anticipating. Maybe a brief rumble of thunder, and if you did get that, some enhanced rainfall up to 1/10 of an inch. But overall, we're just looking at mostly that nuisance dampness to start the day tomorrow. Then we break out into some sunshine. And really, that's our best chance of rain, 30% in the morning tomorrow. Then early on Monday, we're looking at a 20% chance as our next cold front moves in. Not a very strong cold front. Don't get too excited, you fellow cold front lovers. Dew points right now, low to mid 60s out there. So you feel the stickiness. That's going to help generate more fog. I think right after midnight, we'll see it start developing. Even before midnight, the thick dew developing on the ground, the grass, and exposed surfaces outside. So we are anticipating visibilities under a mile again for the morning commute tomorrow. It's that time of year with the longer nights when the humidity's in place. we generate fog. So anticipate that really all the way through Sunday morning, every morning. Temperatures right now generally in the 70s, hanging on to 80 southwest of San Antonio, a little bit warmer there. And as we go through the day tomorrow, we'll start in the 60s, top out at 77 for the high, a light southerly breeze. And temperatures aren't changing really much at all. Highs 70s all the way through Sunday. Just that slight chance of rain early Monday, lower humidity on Monday, and breezy 65.
Thank you, Adam.
All right, the Spurs have headed west, young men.
They have a 3-game West Coast road trip against 2 of the best teams in the NBA that are included. So tough for the faint of heart. Yes. When we come back, they put their 2-game, their only win streak on the line of the season. Starting tonight in Portland, we have a preview for you. Plus, 2 desperate teams face off tonight when the Cowboys meet the Saints without their head coach. After staging their first win streak of the season with back-to-back victories against Boston last Friday, Washington on Monday, the Spurs hit the road for a 3-game West Coast road trip. The problem is the road trip contains the top 2 teams in the NBA, the Phoenix Suns and the Golden State Warriors, who have identical 18-3 records, with the Suns on a 17-game win streak. Part of that win streak is thanks to the Spurs, who extended the NBA's longest of the season at that time to 13 when they lost 115-111 just before Thanksgiving at home. The good news is the Spurs tip off their road trip tonight in Portland after the Blazers announced that star guard Damian Lillard will be out for 10 days dealing with a lower abdominal injury he has struggled with since playing for Pop and Team USA in the Olympics. And more good news for the Spurs. Both Doug McDermott, who has been dealing with inflammation in his right knee, and Devin Vassell, who's coming off a right quad contusion, are listed as probable tonight.
We just got to be able to match their intensity, match their effort, and Dame's out, but other people have stepped up, played well for them. So it's going to be a different challenge, and we got to be ready to go.
All right, tip time is tonight at 9 o'clock. Early highlights for tonight on the Night Beat.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
After starting their season 6-1, the Dallas Cowboys have now lost 3 out of their last 4 games, including back-to-back games with the Chiefs in Kansas City, the Raiders in Arlington on Thanksgiving Day. And this while battling their worst outbreak of COVID on the team in 2 years. The Cowboys will be down both tackle Terrence Steele and rookie Nashawn Wright tonight. Both are on the COVID reserve list, along with their head coach Mike McCarthy and 5 assistant coaches. Dan Quinn moves down to the sidelines to take over for McCarthy, and former Giants coach Ben McAdoo comes off the consultant list and into the press box to help. Before boarding their plane to New Orleans, the Cowboys did bring unvaccinated Amari Cooper off the COVID reserve list, but is officially listed as questionable tonight since they don't know how effective he will be able to be after only 1 day of limited practice. The Saints have their own problems with running back Alvin Kamara out tonight for a 4th straight game as he battles a knee injury as New Orleans tries to snap out of a 4-game losing streak. So how do the Cowboys turn this around?
Us focusing and doing everything that we can to make sure that we better our execution all throughout the game, from the first quarter to the fourth quarter. Can't have any mental lapse. Begins with myself and goes throughout the whole offense and the whole team. I think once you do that and we play our best game from the mental side of it, we can get back on track and get this thing rolling.
All right, and tell you what, and for the first time since 1990, there is a lockout in Major League Baseball. It began early this morning when the old collective bargaining agreement with the players expired, and they're nowhere close on a new one. The owners initiated the lockout to, in effect, beat the players to a possible walkout during the season, like what happened in 1994. And you'll never guess what it's all about. Money.
Yeah.
How to divide up $10 billion.
Gosh. Yeah. Thanks,
We'll be
Greg.
right back. Thanks so much for watching the News at 5.
See you back here at 6. World News is next.